Okie dokie boys and girls, it is day 327 of bulking to 75 kilos with calisthenics only, and if you watched the last push day, you will not be surprised to hear that I am not completely recovered yet, but today I really want to fix a mistake that I've been making lately, which I have been doing hard trainings and then subconsciously using them as an excuse to not train as hard the next time, and today I want to fix that by setting the bare minimum that I have to do, a standard that I have to complete in each workout. But I'll talk about that more when I get to the push-ups. So if you are only interested in that part of the video, you can just use the chapters and skip to the push-ups part. But first of all, I'm gonna do planche training, and a lot of people have been asking me what I do for shoulders. And basically the answer is planche. I don't do anything else seriously for planche. Of course, yes, I have done other exercises in the past. I've done pike push-ups, I've done handstand push-ups, right? But I've never done them really seriously or for a long period of time. So for me, the way I build my shoulders is purely the planche. 99% is the planche, because even if I do another exercise, the strength I have to do that exercise comes from the planche. And so a lot of you will be thinking to yourself but I don't want to learn the planche, I'm 6 foot, or I'm 1 meter 80 centimeters tall, right? I don't want to learn the planche. It's gonna take a long time. That's fine. You can take the planche, and there are so many progressions. You can just do a lean planche or lean planche push-ups, aim for volume, or just lean a little bit more, and you take all of the technical aspect out of it basically, because you don't have to balance, and it's way less pressure on your joints, and you can just aim for volume like you would do with regular push-ups, and you're gonna get big shoulders as well. But I prefer planche way more than, let's say, pike push-ups. I see so many calisthenic shoulder workouts doing pike push-ups, but I myself have never done a pike push-ups and didn't think it was awkward. It's always this awkward thing of, how the fuck are you gonna go down? Your ass is way up in the air, it's not comfortable, right? And the planche is just, it's a way easier way to train harder. It's an easier way to train harder. That's basically right. That's the right way to put it. You can push yourself so much more easily. And if you can do the planche, or if you can do the lean planche push-ups and you're trained for them, it's gonna carry over into many other exercises as well. So for me, it's my personal preference. I'm just saying here what I did because that's the question I got. But I would really recommend to just train the planche no matter what the progression is. You don't have to go for full planche. But if you can do the progressions, lean planche, you make it as hard as you want. Because if you lean less, it becomes easier. If you lean more, it becomes harder. So just do the fucking movement and see your shoulder gains explode. As long as you train hard and eat enough, train hard, study well, and eat and sleep plenty, and do the planche right, you're gonna get bigger shoulders. So yeah, that's everything I have to say about that. If you want to get a video with more detail on why I love the planche so much, perhaps leave it in the comments. I'll make another video on it. But for now, let's move on to the training part, because we cannot keep yapping, right? So today I'm gonna do a supinated planche workout, actually a mixed workout, because like I mentioned, I'm not recovered completely from last time. That's including the supinated planche, I still feel it in my biceps. So I'm gonna do a bit of supinated planche here. I'm gonna attempt a full planche as well. Just do a couple sets, but I'm not gonna push myself or do finisher sets for the supinated planche workout. Instead, I'm just gonna do some extra volume in the normal planche. But you'll see things play out. I'm gonna do my warm-up set right here, and then, well, you will see the other sets unfold. Yep, that's feeling heavy. Holy fuck. All right, let's go. Holy shit. Was that longer than last time? Perhaps it was. Perhaps the form was worse. I don't know. It was better than expected. I'm not gonna do too many full planche sets today, so now I'm gonna build some volume in the supinated planche with a couple sets of straddle planche push-ups. And by volume, I mean hopefully 3 reps. So it's not that much volume, but it's more than 5 to 6, 7 seconds of full planche. So and I'm gonna be able to do it for a couple more sets. So it's gonna be more volume, not compared to last time, because last time was pretty crazy, but it's an upward trend, I'll say that much. So let's go. All right, let's do this for 3 sets in total. All right, doing some planche presses. I noticed in the last training that I haven't been doing these enough because the stamina in my planche is going away. So I'm just building it up again. And by building up, well, if you're gonna build up something, strength, endurance, it's just a very simple process of looking at what you did last time and trying to improve upon it. So, some way, somehow, it doesn't have to be max reps every time. You can just go for general volume, total volume in the workout, or perhaps the amount of rest time that you use to get to the same volume. But in my case, last time I did 3 sets of 2 reps, so that's 6 reps in total. I'm just gonna aim to do a little bit more today. So yeah, some presses, let's go. Ah, shit. Alright, fucking hell. I guess that's 1 rep more than last time. Okie dokie, so that's it for the planche workout, and now I'm moving on to push-ups. And with the push-ups, the endurance workout, there is one crucial mistake that I've been making in the last few sessions, or maybe even since I started almost 3 months ago. And starting today, I want to fix that mistake. And that mistake is not setting a bare minimum, not giving myself a standard to uphold myself to, Like, for example, I would do 1 hard session for push-ups. I would maybe do 1,000 push-ups in a workout, or I went to the park with my friend and I did 10 sets of 50 push-ups. I would do these insanely hard workouts, but then after that, I would basically slack off for a while. I would do smaller sessions. I would maybe do 120 push-ups, I think, in one of the last sessions. That's not a lot. That's not how I'm gonna build endurance. And that's a crucial mistake, because if you look at running, which is also an endurance sport, the runners, even if they have big sessions, the day afterwards, they're running because they have to keep moving and they're not killing themselves. Instead, what they are doing is they're kind of cruising. They're doing light intensity. And I think for sets and reps, you kind of can do the same thing for better gains. So for me, I would, up until now, for some reason, right, I would do this insanely hard workout, and then the next workout, I would try to do my usual stuff. It would be way too hard because the intensity is the same as usual, but I'm not recovered. And then I would just subconsciously use it as an excuse to not do as much as I could do. But even if I'm, right now I'm starting to do more sets of 50 reps, I'm starting to do longer sets. Am I suddenly too good to get myself to do like sets of 20? Like, hell no, I'm fucking not, It's not like when you learn a planche, a full planche, that you're suddenly too good to do a tuck planche. No, you can still use it. It's the basics, right? So for some reason, the thoughts of even doing shorter sets of push-ups, it didn't even cross my mind, and therefore resulting into me like thinking, oh, I'm tired today, I cannot do sets of 50 or 60, so I guess I will just quit. But there is still some light intensity work that I can do to keep myself going, to keep myself moving, to get the blood flowing, to aim for a better technique. And basically there are so many ways that I can still make gains, right? So oftentimes not really our mind, or maybe our mind, maybe our body, I don't know what it is, but there's this survival instinct that will trick us into telling ourselves it's okay to fucking quit and to do less than usual. But, I think it's important to have a bare minimum standard of what you should do. So today, I'm gonna do at least 500 push-ups. In the future, I'm gonna try and uphold 500 push-ups. And hey, this is trial and error. Perhaps it will be too much, but I'm gonna try to get to 500 push-ups every workout, no matter how easy the sets themselves are gonna be. And that's gonna keep me going, that's gonna keep me moving, keep adding volume. I think it will result in good gains. So today as well, 500 reps are on the menu. I'm gonna start with one hard set. I do wanna do one hard set, and I'm basically gonna aim for 100 Japanese style push-ups in one set. I haven't done this before, ever. So it would be a big PR because the most I've done is 60. But basically the Japanese push-ups, I'll put a link in the description again. There's this guy who has a huge chest from doing these push-ups. He's a Japanese guy, and it's basically a decline wide push-up on the P-bars. And he goes quite deep, and he has a huge chest because he does 1,000 of them per workout, and he does one workout every 3 days. But for me, today I want to get one set of 100 for the first time. I'm going to aim for that and do the remainder 400 reps with something else. We'll get to that later. Yes! Fucking hell. That's thanks to the Super Saiyan 3 song from fucking Goku. Alright, fucking hell, that was an insane set. Now I'm officially at 10% of the Japanese guy because he does this for 10 sets with 1 to 2 minutes rest in between. But let's talk about why setting a bare minimum, setting a standard is important. Because, why the hell does it matter if I do 120 push-ups or 500 if I'm tired anyway? Can't I just, skip and recover? And yes, you can do that, but oftentimes people talk about discipline when it comes to training. You need some discipline because you need some consistency. And so if you don't have like a bare minimum for yourself, or you don't have discipline, right? Then the consistency basically goes out the window, because one day you're gonna feel tired, right? You're gonna tell yourself it's okay to skip the workout. Before you know it, it's a slippery slope to just quit working out altogether or to start doing it inconsistently. And then, well, you can tell your progress goodbye. So, of course, it's very important to rest. Like, don't get me wrong, I will take today like as a bit of a lighter workout because I need to recover. But, just like with recovery and training, or just like with training, you have to be precise. You have to be with purpose for how you recover. So, many of us, we plan our trainings on Wednesday, I'm gonna do chest. On Friday, I'm gonna do back, whatever the fuck, right? We plan our trainings, right? We think to ourselves what we are gonna do. We are disciplined with fatiguing ourselves, but I think you should also be disciplined with the recovery. So when it's time to work out. Don't make excuses for yourself. But then also, if you feel that you are tired on that day and you feel like you need recovery, well, then plan your recovery for the next day or for the day after, but not today. You don't want to be, kind of a bitch to yourself. You don't want to be soft on yourself and basically allow yourself to get into that slippery slope of just not working out at all. So just like you plan your workouts, plan your recovery, but do it with purpose. Don't recover because the voice in your head is telling you that it's okay to take a day off. Plan your recovery when you know that you need recovery, and then when it comes to the day of recovery and you feel great anyway, right, and you want to just horsecock and lift heavy weight, that's not discipline either. When you're supposed to rest and you go out there and train, that's also not discipline. So it's okay to rest. It's okay to train, but kind of make a plan for yourself. You can make the plan by feeling, as you go along. It doesn't have to be a 3-month program, but don't just swing your mood in the moment. Don't deviate from your plan in the moment. When you decide to do something, go for it. Do it. Do it to the best of your ability, and that's discipline. That will turn into consistency. So that's why setting a bare minimum is so important. But anyway, I have 400 push-ups left. My chest is fucking burning from that one set. Like, these Japanese push-ups, no matter how hard you destroy your triceps or your shoulders beforehand, like my shoulders were already very tired from the planche, it doesn't matter. When you do these push-ups correctly, your chest will be fired up and nothing else. So I basically, just like in a bench press, you would do, like, I retract my shoulders a little bit and I set my lats and then I start hammering away. But very happy with how that set went. Like, for a moment the bar was slipping and I wasn't sure if I was able to make it, but yeah, that was a good set. Now what I'm gonna do for the remainder of the push-ups is basically emom. I'm gonna do 1 set every minute on a minute of shorter sits, normal push-ups on the ground, not on the parallels. And basically I'm gonna aim for 16 sets of 25 reps, and I'm gonna see if I can really focus on straightening my arms. Perhaps it will not be perfect yet because I wanna do like a quick tempo as well, but we'll see what happens. It's still very useful. I have some volume here to learn and to get better form in the push-ups. So even though they're not hard sets, they're still very useful and they're gonna keep me going, they're gonna get the blood flowing, and perhaps they will even help me recover for next time. Alright, that's 16 sets done. I have a feeling if I'm fresh, I'll be able to go until set number 40 to get 1,000 push-ups. Maybe that's something I have to do in the future, because at the moment, I did reach 1,000 push-ups, normal push-ups, but I did it with sets of 20, so if I can do it with sets of 25, that would be quite a big PR, but that's something for the future. Let's check the pump. Okay, so I would say based on the feeling I have in my chest, this counts as a decent chest pump. But yeah, very happy with how today's workout went. Let's do a quick pose down. So whew. All right. Yeah, feels very good. And to be honest, I have said what I wanted to say during the workout. I don't have much to add. You know, it's important to set a bare minimum, a standard for yourself so that you can be disciplined, so that you know what it means to be disciplined. But I can tell you one more thing, you know, and it's when you set that standard for yourself, you know, your life is not going to become easier because suddenly you have this responsibility to also uphold yourself to that standard. And it's going to be difficult at times, but you know, when you're tired and you're still able to do it, I can also say it's going to feel very good. It's going to feel very satisfactory, you know, or whatever the fucking word is. You're going to be satisfied with your day. You're going to be able to rest well. I can tell you that much. Because today I was not fully recovered. The workout felt hard. I didn't have the power that I have when I'm fresh. But also, I still got it fucking done. I didn't want to do those final 400 push-ups, but I did anyway, and well, the chest pump is my reward. So will be my dinner. So that's it for today's training. I'm gonna head downstairs for some dinner. Tomorrow will be a pool day, so I'll see you then.